This is Hot 91.9's Band Strip Feature, and tonight our special guest is Beverly Jayne. Beverly's going to be playing 3 songs for us tonight on a special acoustic unplugged and telling us the story behind them. Check them out. Welcome to Beverly Jayne, who has been played many times on this particular station, Hot 91.9. And she's no stranger to these parts, are you, Bev?
To these parts?
Yes.
No.
Welcome to the Hot 91.9 Unplugged studio.
Thank you.
The name of this feature is Band Stripped. I gave you a bit of a brief a bit earlier.
Yeah.
Beverly's with us to play 3 of her songs, and she'll tell us the story behind each of these songs. I had the privilege of being able to play on the same gigs with you over the past couple of years, and the most notable thing about you was that your performance, your on-stage presence is outstanding.
Wow.
Outstanding. Now,
I like you. Did I tell you that?
Yeah, we probably... Thank you. My producer said I have to say that. No, I'm kidding. No, it really is.
Wow.
But I do know that you come from a band environment. Now, playing on your own, what have you found are the biggest differences, the biggest challenges, upsides and downsides?
Sure. I think with the Concussion Girl vibe, you could hide behind the rest of the band.
Yeah.
You know, obviously when I'm playing big gigs, I'll still play with the full band.
Yeah.
But the difference is that the first rehearsal I had as my solo self, I had to tell everyone what to play. I was so taken aback because they're all standing there with their instruments waiting for me to tell them what to do. And that's only when it dawned on me how much it was all about me and the arrangements and the everything.
Whereas in a band, I suppose you're doing all of those things together.
Yes.
Coming up with your range, so you're jointly musical directing.
Exactly.
But when you're a solo artist and you have musicians playing with you, you've got to become the musical director.
Yeah. Which it hadn't even crossed my mind until we had our first big practice with a full band.
Yeah.
And it suddenly hit me. Okay, they're waiting for me to tell them what to play.
Exactly. Do you find the prospect of playing on your own with just you and a guitar, do you find it intimidating at all?
Yeah. But, I find them all intimidating.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest thing. I still get nervous every time for everything.
Yeah.
Until I start playing, then I'm just in it and I love it. But definitely just you and the guitar is a lot more intimidating because you can't hide behind anything. If you're making a mistake, it's your mistake.
I know the feeling when I play, it's just me and a guitar.
Yeah.
And it can be quite, I suppose my technique to get through this was, in a way that I was playing for one person, at 10 people or 100 people, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
My objective is just go out there and enjoy myself.
Exactly.
Get into the music, get into the song.
It's the only thing you can do. Yeah.
And hope for the best.
Yeah. And also it has its advantages, like the feel you get from when it's just right and it's just you and your guitar. It's just beautiful. I mean, you can't get that same feeling with a full band because it's too loud. I don't know. You know what I mean? There's special moments on both sides.
You've just released your new album, Back to Love.
Yes.
Now, being in the studio, how did you find the studio process?
I love the studio process as well. But at the start of a new album, that's also quite intimidating because you sit there and nothing exists yet.
Just the chords and your voice, isn't it?
Yeah. And you're not sure how you want, where it's going to go, how it's going to sound, what it's going to feel like.
Yeah.
And so it's a bit scary when you start and then it takes on its own life. It's interesting. There are times that often I would pitch up not knowing what we were going to record on that night.
Are there any songs on the album that when you wrote them, you had no idea, you could not have pictured its final outcome?
Yeah, most of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who's the producer behind your album?
It's Paul McIver.
Oh, okay, yeah. Fantastic
he's
producer,
great,
yeah.
He did my first solo album as well.
Yeah.
I just got so comfortable with him. Could read my mind.
Had a sense he was in tune.
Yeah, he's good at bringing the best out of you and not trying to direct it too much himself. So he's good at letting you be your best and not pushing too much of what he thinks should be happening.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's nice.
Your level of comfort and The first track you've selected for us to play tonight is a track called Breathe.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit more about the song in terms of how you composed it and why you composed the song.
This song is really interesting. It's quite special to me. It was coming out of quite a hectic, crazy time of my life. So I was a bit nuts, like drinking too much, partying too much,
That's
going a
okay.
bit crazy.
We're musicians.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
part of the
Yeah.
process for us.
And I think I'd reached a point where I was like, I'm not living. I'm just going from day to day, having
Yeah.
as much fun as I can. And I was just trying to find a way to change things. And this song came about 2 weeks before I decided to quit drinking and really make a big difference. So the song just came. It was like,
Your existential awakening.
yeah, it really was like that. It sounds cheesy. It sounds cheesy as,
But it happens. I
Jeez.
suppose there's no right time or wrong time. It's just the time that is your time.
and I think the message that was coming at me was just breathe, just chill, slow down, take it easy.
Take it easy.
And that's where the song came from.
Fantastic. And in terms of the chord structure in the song, I mean, which part of it came first? Did you think of this melody?
Breathe part.
Yeah.
This I'll play it, but
Yeah.
that ding ding ding, that strummy bit,
Yeah.
the breathe, where it says breathe,
Yeah.
that came first. Very soon after that, the verse, that, and the chorus came, words and everything.
So naturally,
it
just
popped out. Yeah. So that's why it felt so special, because it actually just all popped out. But I was sitting playing that bit that breathe is sung
over and over again.
I
Yeah.
was playing that, and then the rest came.
That's wonderful how that starts. It starts with the idea somewhere in the middle of the song,
Yeah.
and then you build an entire song around
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Well, for the audience and listeners out there, and for myself sitting in the studio, I'm very keen to listen to Breathe. This is Beverly Jayne with her first track on Bandstrip called Breathe.
I've gotta slow it down again before I lose it all again. To take some time, unwind my mind, step into a peaceful place. Not everything's a race, don't you know there's so much grace? Not everything's a race, and they say, breathe. No, no, child, breathe. And they say, breathe. And they say, it's so hard to carry what they gave to you. You can put it all down here and start something new. You don't have to carry what they gave to you. You can put it all down here and walk away with the new. Should take a little time again. Remember, I'm my own friend. There's no need to fight. Just lay down in the light, stepping off the roundabout. My 2 feet on the ground, no more playing lost and found. My 2 feet on the ground, and they say, breathe. No, no, child, breathe. And they say, breathe. And they say, it's so hard to carry what they gave to you. You can put it all down here and start something new. You don't have to carry what they gave to you. You can put it all down here and start something new. they say, breathe. No, no, child, breathe. And they say, breathe. And they say.
Well, Bev, I hear exactly what you were saying about that song. It was a wonderful, wonderful track. Now, I've got a comment on that song for you.
Okay.
Like a lot of singer-songwriters that I've met in my time, right? You are a very chilled out, very relaxed person, but once you start playing your songs, there's like this magic that just
You're kidding
just
me.
come alive. Yeah, exactly. I think you'd be unaware of it, right? But I mean,
Yeah.
we're sitting in here watching this happen, and
Wow.
there's just this light that just comes.
Did I
out.
tell you I like you?
Yes, you did. You did. But it's the truth.
Thank
And
you.
I love that because music is energy. Music is pure energy. It's
Yeah.
what's the heart of my music, and I think any singer-songwriter. So what is it that gets your creative mojo going? What inspires you? What drives you to write?
To write. Sure. Most of the time it will be the instruments, sitting and fiddling around, and you hear something that just, I think you hear it. I think I hear a thing that evokes an emotion,
Yeah.
and I keep on going at it, and then
Trying to connect with that emotion.
Yeah.
That feeling
Yeah.
inside. Because the emotion is a feeling, right? That you're feeling.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, and my biggest thing is to actually almost get out the way so the song can arrive, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
Yeah.
Get out of the way of the song coming to fruition.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a bizarre thing. It's like it is ready, and if you can just be quiet,
But it's
it will
very
come.
funny because I tell you, like as a songwriter, I know, my guitar playing also has its limitations, and I always felt that my guitar playing was the limitation to the song actually coming out.
Yeah.
So on the new album, I got Moritz Lotz to play,
Oh, he's good. Eh?
and the songs came out, and I was like, oh, you made it sound better than I wrote it. That's what he did. So, I heard a track of yours, which has actually been played on Hot 91 at the moment.
Yeah.
It's a track called "See You There." Now, it's one of my personal favorite tracks across what's been played on the station.
Oh wow.
I love the song. When I first heard it, I did not know it was you.
Sure.
I then went to look for it, and I found out that it was you. It's very different to Breathe. Tell us about the song.
Yeah, this one, I think I wrote it quite a bit later. I wrote it in the middle of recording, somewhere in the middle of the album.
Yeah.
How do I explain it? It's also an uplifting. They're all uplifting songs. I can't help it. I think I managed to leave one or two of them without an uplifting ending. I'm not sure if I actually did, but I think I did. Actually, I wrote the chorus a few years ago, just the chorus.
Yeah.
I'll see you there. And I never wrote it. I couldn't remember what I'd written on the guitar.
Yeah.
So I went into studio with that vocal melody, just that vocal melody.
And took that as your string to start from.
Yeah. And I wrote the verse in studio, bounced off of the chorus in a
So
way.
it was a half and a half.
Yeah. So that melody had stuck with me, never left me. And it was like, I could picture like, I'll see you there, like heaven, or a place where,
Yeah.
a place where everyone's put down their worries and everyone is, it was sort of heaven in a way that I imagined, or
Oh,
Nirvana,
I
or
thought you meant Japan, but I realize in Japan they have worries too. So that is so silly, Eskimo.
I don't know what's happening over there. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So that one bounced off of this existing chorus,
Yeah.
and the verse just came out in studio.
Fantastic. Well, I look forward to seeing it live now.
Yeah.
See you there.
I hope I can do it justice after you've heard it on the radio.
I think you've done it justice. You've done us all justice already by just simply writing the song. It's a beautiful track.
Oh, thank you.
This is Beverly Jayne with "See You There."
Far away from here, far away from tears, feels like nothing was wrong. It took me way too long. I don't wanna wrap myself in chains again. I don't wanna feel the shadows creeping in. I don't wanna wrap myself in chains again. Oh no. I'll see you there. Just another day without a care. Just another day without a care. We'll dance on air. Gravity is no relation here. Gravity is no relation here. Far away from fear, watch those dreams come near. Feels like nothing's wrong. They were there all along. I don't wanna wrap myself in chains again. I don't wanna feel the shadows creeping in. I don't wanna wrap myself in chains again. Oh no. See you there. Just another day without a care. Just another day without a care. We'll dance on air. Gravity is no relation here. Gravity is no relation here.
Welcome back to Hot 91.9 on the Band Strip feature. That was Beverly Jayne with See You There. And Bev, I told you before you play that song is absolutely brilliant.
That's awesome. I'm so glad you did.
And I actually got emotional sitting here watching you play that song because from the melody to the chord pattern, and I know that chord pattern, but I would never thought of the melody that you played in there because the verses and chorus are distinctly different.
Yeah.
The energy suddenly goes up on the chorus.
I feel, it's one of those that surprised me. You know when you write something and you go like, wow.
Yeah. What's the exact lyric in that? Gravity has no relation?
Gravity has no relation here.
Gravity has no relation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's that place where gravity isn't bringing you down.
Yeah.
It's not relevant.
I dig it.
Yeah.
I dig it. That's very cool. Well, that was a treat for the audience. That was Beverly Jayne, See You There. So tell me, if I'm listening to your music, I can pick up a lot of different influences in your music. What are some of the artists that have influenced you in your songwriting?
The earliest ones were when Sheryl Crow did that first Tuesday night music club because it was the first time I thought, oh, there's a place for female rock.
Yeah.
Like
all you wanted to do was have some fun.
So her coming out with that album was like, oh, there was a lot of female pop sort of.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's just what I was exposed to. And when she came out, I was like, oh, okay, I can do this. And then when Alanis did the You Ought to Know.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I can definitely do this.
Album.
Yeah. Because I was 18 when she was 18. And that was at that time.
Amazing, yeah.
Just don't tell anyone that.
After that, I suppose there were people like Natalie Imbruglia. There was Meredith Brooks who came out.
Yeah, that all came after. So it
afterwards,
was
yeah.
like that Chilcro album and then that Alanis album opened it
Yeah.
up.
Well, there were high-selling albums. I think Alanis Morissette alone on Jagged Little Pill sold over 14 million records in the US alone. So it was a massive.
Yeah, it was humongous.
And both were multi-Grammy nominated and winning albums.
Yes,
So
and they were both a little bit rougher,
edgy.
Yeah, a little bit edgy, and it hadn't really happened before. All females had been very smooth and like
Yeah.
girly.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You know, and then they came along and.
Okay. So for artists playing live and things, you obviously play in the circuit quite a bit. I've seen you on the circuit and we've obviously bumped into each other playing.
Yeah.
What would you say is the biggest challenge for an SA artist right now?
There's not a lot of venues. You know, I don't know. There used to be the days of Roxy's and Hoods and Bugsy's and I can't even remember
Well, you
all the
had
names, but there were
5
so
or 6
many to choose from.
yeah.
Yeah, you could play almost every night of the week. You could play every night of the week and not run out of venues. Hunters, that's the other one I was thinking of. And now there's one or two. You have to make your own venue virtually.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
becoming a common story. I mean, we've had a few singer-songwriters or bands and artists on the show over the last couple of weeks. And it's been the common theme is that everyone, I mean, it's one of the primary areas for you to be able to earn a revenue, earn a living from playing music.
Yeah.
But it's the area that is shrinking the fastest.
Yeah.
You know,
It's tricky. That's why I think this year I just decided let me try and make my own venues and make my own events and
I think that's a great idea.
see what happens.
Weirdly, I watched a YouTube video some years back. It was Jason Mraz.
I love him. I
think it's-
love him so much.
It's called Alive at Mraz's Avocado
Yes.
Ranch.
I know that video, yeah.
Yeah. But I gave me an idea to actually get venues and to pull in artists to play in a very
Yeah.
invited crowd where it's very segmented and very direct to the type of audience that you
Exactly,
play for.
yeah.
But we need more of that. We need more venues. We need more businesses to support
Yeah.
events like that.
And I think what you're saying is also right, is we can join together and make those
Yeah.
events happen.
If you have 3 or 4 artists together, I mean, from a Hot 91 point of view, I mean, and this particular show is dedicated to SA music, and everything that we can do to uplift SA music, we certainly are going to do that.
Yeah. The whole grunge movement
Yeah,
I read was happened because there were a bunch of bands that
in Seattle.
there were no people coming to the event, so they agreed to be each other's audience.
Yeah,
So if any one of these bands are playing, all the other bands would go and watch, and that's how the
Yeah.
movement started.
and there was
So,
a range of them. There was Stone Temple Pilots, Nirvana, Pearl Jam.
Yeah.
All came from the same town. All
Yeah.
they crowd supported each other.
Yes.
You know, that was my
and then
era,
boom.
the grunge era. Your next track, Back to Love, which is the title track of your album, obviously the key thematic to the entire piece of work, the body of work, let's call it that. Is this quite a personal song?
Yeah, it's so it came towards the end of the album, and it was about the whole feel of like it was back to love in not necessarily just a relationship sense, but in a life sense, like loving life and being open to whatever's out there, and like in the writing of the album. So when Breathe was written, I was still coming out of that dark, like sad blah place,
Yeah.
drama. I was still coming out of it, and as the album went on, I was finding more and more happiness and peace, and I know it's not a very exciting story because shooting up in Hillbrow is probably more interesting, but this is.
I read something recently that says we are all cracked some way
Yeah.
so that the light can get through.
Yes, I love that.
I thought it was a very poignant way to phrase how we all are, which
Yeah.
is that we're imperfect, but that's what we're supposed to be isn't it, in
Yes.
some ways.
So I think back to love is sort of back to love in myself, finding myself, finding my own
Cadence
acceptance
and comfort
comfort and comfortable in your own skin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, I'm very, very excited to hear this. This is Beverly Jayne with Back to Love, the title track of her new album.
heartache don't live here anymore. Right by my side for so much of my life. Right by my side, keeping me safe in the night. Coming back to love. Coming back to love. Coming back to love. Learning all over again. Oh, gone. I thought I would never be free. Too scared of broken love to ever let somebody near. So scared of broken love, I made sure I broke it from here. Coming back to love. Coming back to love. Coming back to love. Learning all over again. Coming back to love. Coming back to love. Coming back to love. Learning all over again.
Welcome back to Hot 91 on the Band Strip feature. That was Beverly Jayne with a title track of a new album called Back to Love. Now that was a wonderful, wonderful, laid back and chilled out song. Reminded me of the Goo Goo Dolls.
Ah,
So you've got a beautiful open chord sequence on this track.
I love open chords with all my heart.
It almost sounded like when you were coming down the fretboard, it almost sounded like an harmonic on those chords. It was just, it sounded good on air.
Oh, good. I'm so glad.
Right, listeners?
Especially for
Yes.
you guys out there. I hope,
They all
hope
saying
your
yes.
ears are not bleeding.
But Beverly, thank you for being on the show on the Band Strip feature and with me tonight. Listen, we love playing your music and may that long continue. Where can people find you?
Okay, there's two things I want to tell you about where I'm playing quickly.
Yeah. Okay.
So on the 3rd of April at the Rusty Hook, I'm doing a set.
A nice venue.
Yeah. And then on the 6th of April, I'm doing Back to Love, Up Close and Personal, where I'm going to do the whole album, tell the stories behind the songs,
Lovely.
much like we did now, but
Yeah.
we can call it the extended version.
Yeah,
what
the
we
extended
just did
version of
now.
Band Strip with Bev J.
Yeah.
6th of April, where's that happening?
It's at the library at the Brazen Head in Santon.
Okay, fantastic. You heard it. You can catch Beverly Jayne there. Beverly, thank you for being a wonderful guest and
Thank
gracing us.
you. I've really enjoyed it.
Thank you so much. And you graced us with your talent today and your beautiful songs. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon.
Okay.
And that was Beverly Jayne's Band Stripped. A wonderful, wonderful session with a very talented musician. And don't forget, you can catch this on Facebook and on YouTube. And please share it. You heard Bev's story. SA musicians need your support. So go out there and support her.